Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Conversation with the Love Crusader. It promises to be another exciting episode this evening. And yes, if you're coming across this platform for the first time, it's called Conversation with the Love Crusader. It's a platform where we talk about love, we talk about life, we talk about relationships, and we try to have fun while we do so. So get ready for fun and learning today. Okay. Um, we have an interesting topic, and I know many people are interested in this topic because who doesn't want to hear about love and money? It's always a confusing and conflicting point when it comes to relationships, and sometimes people shy away from talking about it. But today we are not shying away from it. We're talking about love and money. What has love got to do with money? What has money got to do with love? Stay with us and please subscribe. Remember to also share, tell your friends about the platform. You could be saving someone's relationship. I'll go straight and quickly into welcoming my guest, my sister, my daughter, my friend, my colleague, my spiritual, the list is very plenty. Lillian Dosumu is back.
Hello, good evening, everyone, and welcome.
Lillian is an entrepreneur. She's a mother. She's a wife. She's a prayer warrior. She's a worker. She's a online trainer, online work from home trainer. Gbogbo ẹ̀ pọ̀, gbogbo ẹ̀ pọ̀. She's an all-rounder. What I love about Lillian, one of the things, because there's a lot of things I love about Lillian. What I love about Lillian when I first met her was the fact that she could sit down and give you a business plan, or maybe 10 business plan in 10 minutes. She thinks money. And so she's a good person to come tell us today how we can manage love and money. All right. Emmanuel is also in the house, my co-host, your usual fine man, medical doctor, all of the above, Fanda Gugwe. I'm super excited. You can see, when I'm excited about an episode, it's about to go down. Emmanuel, welcome.
Thank you.
All righty, let's get into it. Love and money. What have they got to do with themselves? What has love got to do with money, and what has money got to do with love? Yeah. What has that? Okay,
Okay,
what
so
money got to do?
first of all, first of all, I would say there's something that they normally say you no go chop love. Love no be food, you no go chop am. So for
Okay.
anything to go round and for like you to like have a more loving experience, money is needed. Money will make the love sweeter. Like it just makes it more sweet. Like this is love. Love is not just, oh, I love you, I hug you. You must be able to show love. And showing love can be in the monetary value. Women like money. So yes, for me, love and money, they work hand in hand. Very
Yeah,
important.
you have come. Oh, don't start indicting women now. Which one is women like money? Which one is women like money? Don't behave yourself. Oh, if not, on behalf of all my sisters will fight. It's only women that like money. Emmanuel, tell us, men, don't they like money? What has money got to do with money?
Oh man, everybody likes money.
Thank you.
Just stay without money for a long time, and then you appreciate having it. So even those that are the most conservative of people, money is still important to them. It may not be the most paramount thing in their life, but money certainly plays an important role in every aspect of our life, including our relationships. Just
Mm,
as Lillian said, it has the ability to lubricate the relationship. So, thinking about this topic, I thought of a car. You know how, within a car, you have all these many parts. You have the engine, you have everything that makes a car work. But
mm,
believe it or not, without the oil in the engine, that engine will break down. That car will not function properly, right? So it won't get from point A to point B. So that lubricant that essentially just makes every other part to function the way they're supposed to. Money plays a crucial role in making love function the way it's supposed to.
That's true.
mm. So money plays a crucial role in love. Does that mean that the person that don't have, okay, wait first, because now there's something I want us to define before we start talking about who has money or who does not have money. What does it mean to have money? When we say someone has money, and I know that this can be relative, it might be, what does it mean? Because now we're saying we need this oil to lubricate the love, right? Now, so how do I know if I actually have this oil or I don't have it? What does it actually mean to have money, Lillian?
I think for me to define having money, I'll say you can do the necessary basic things. You can pay your rent, you can pay your bills, you also have some money saved up, and you also have extra change for enjoyment. Then I'll say you have money. That's my own definition of you having money. Now, the money, you must not be like a billionaire or you have so much money or like a millionaire, that kind of thing. But if you can do the basic things, you have saved some, you have paid all your bills, and you have some for spending, then you're okay, you're good to go.
Hmm. Okay. What do you think, Emmanuel? Is that what it means to have money?
I was just going to say at a very minimum, in terms of basic, what everyone can relate to, her definition is spot on. So where you are able to handle your responsibilities, and then you have what there's a pastor I know that loves preaching about the word margin, between what you have to deal with in terms of your monthly responsibilities, and then having some space financially to be able to then either give to someone or do something else or invest, whatever it is you do, you have that margin to do that. That's kind of being in a healthy place financially.
Okay, so a person who is feeding from hand to mouth, a person who is still struggling to pay bills, or does that mean that this person cannot love or cannot, their love will have problem? I don't want to discourage anyone, but I try to, because we've said that money lubricates this thing, right? So if someone does not have money in the context of how we've defined having money, so having money is you can do your basic things, you can pay your bills, you have at least money for the basics and a little to spare, right? Now if someone does not have that, does it mean that they cannot have love?
First of all, I think love is free. Like anybody, regardless of whether you have
Oh,
money or you don't have money, you can have love. That's what I believe. Because if we say, for example, the person needs to have a certain amount of money before they can love, that's quite limiting. You hear some stories from grass to grace. The guy didn't have anything, or the lady did not have anything, and they started together. They were in love, and the love was like the fire, the butterfly for them, and it really moved them, motivated them, and now they have something. Love is actually love is open to all. If you say free, free makes it like really, really no. That's not what I mean. Love is open to all. Like you have the right to love. You have the right to love. Whether you have money or you don't have money, you have the right to love.
so how will you now lubricate the love now, Emmanuel? Since you say money is the lubricant, if you love, if
Yeah.
everyone you now have a right to love and you gonna start doing love and there's no money, how do you now lubricate the love?
Yeah, but following that analogy of the car, if you have engine oil and you don't have a car, what you use is your engine oil. So, so I mean, if we want to stick with that analogy, right? So it all have to go together for money to then play that role or crucial role that we're talking about in the relationship. But it is absolutely not the basic criteria to fall in love. People don't fall in love with somebody and the first thing they're thinking is money. Money is not written on anybody's head. No one have a number on their forehead to say, this is my number. Okay, you like my number? Now you can fall in love with me. No, you fall in love with someone because of their character, because of their personality, because of their looks, because of how they carry themselves, and all those many things that make you connect with that person at a certain level, and you then love them. But then, after you fall in love, you then have to orchestrate or navigate a relationship, right? And all the aspects of that relationship. So that's where money now comes in to facilitate, the love, so to say.
Okay, so it's not the money first. Emmanuel is not trying to say it's the love first. So you fall in love with this person, their personality, who they are, who they represent, or how they see life, the fact that you both want to do life together at the same level, you're thinking the same things, you have same values and all of that. And then the money now is icing on the cake. Do I get that picture? Eh? So all of the mixture of the ingredients is already there, and there's a cake. Then the money now ice it to make you beautiful. Is that the picture we're painting here?
In
Yes.
an ideal world, but it's not a one. See, love is so wonderful and it's so
Okay.
complex that we can't just have one box that fits everybody or fits
Mhm.
every situation or
But
says it must be like this.
yeah.
But if we were talking about ideally that would be the case.
Mm-hmm.
And let me use scriptures as an example. Adam is a single guy. He has a responsibility. He has
Mm.
things he's taking care of, things he's doing, and then he falls in love with a woman. And in their little world, there was really no place for money, right? There was just value to so many other things outside of money.
Mm.
So in an ideal world, that would be the way you would say this makes sense to happen. But of course, love can happen in so many ways. So just wanted to put that in there.
Okay. Very good foundation and very good background that we've laid for this now, and I like it. I like the picture. There's no. I think what we always say, even with what we teach every time when it comes to love and relationship, is it's not cast in stone. There's no rigid rules to some of these things. They've happened, and I mean, life is very very dynamic. So things don't really have to be, one way. But what we've established now is that money lubricates love. So money is important. It's important. Bible says, and I will use the Bible. It says that money answers all things. So my question from there is, does it include love? Does money answer love? And how? If you say it answers love, tell us how. If it doesn't answer love, tell us how.
Okay, so for me, I don't really think money like answers love 100%, except maybe your intentions are not true. Because now you see cases of people that have so much money, they have so much money, but they they are not affectionate to their spouse. They don't have time for their spouse. You now see the wife now saying, "You don't have time for me." You don't, but the man be like, "I'm working for the money. I have all the money now. You can buy whatever you want."
Mhm.
I don't think money can actually replace love, except maybe your intentions are not true. If you think money can buy your love, that's fine. But even along the line, you get frustrated because that's not how it was meant to be. So money cannot necessarily replace love. It can, yes, it cannot replace love. That's my own stand on this. Money cannot replace love. Let's not,
Okay.
no matter how you
Emmanuel,
like money.
Emmanuel
Mm-mm.
is smiling. Seems like he has a counter opinion.
Not necessarily. I just remember that, one popular song that says, "My love does not cost a thing." While she was talking, I thought that was quite funny. Um, so let me put it this way.
Mhm.
Um, I do believe they go hand in hand. Um, let's take, for example, somebody that is really well to do, meets a lady he likes. The process of wooing that lady, or
Yeah.
let's even take it vice versa, a lady that is so well to do meets a guy she likes. The process of connecting with that guy that she likes might involve the use of money. Now, you're not necessarily buying the person's love, right?
Mm.
But money, even within that level, can play a significant role. Now, I think perhaps more importantly would be the absence of money, how it impacts love. Because a lot of the time, like Lillian was saying, it's easier to show your intention when money is absent. because then people don't feel like it blurred their decision. It prevented them from seeing the person's character or all the other things that people might consider to be important. So yeah, that's why ideally that would be the way. But money plays a crucial role even in the courting process, in the beginning of the relationship. You get to know, and you're like, the person tells you, I love to go to Dubai, for example. It's always been a dream of mine, and you have the capacity to sponsor that Dubai trip. You've just touched that person's heart in a certain way, right?
Mm-hmm.
That money has facilitated. Now, you're not
Mm-hmm.
buying the person's love, but in doing that, you're showing the person that you love them and you care, right? So, yeah, we should tread a bit carefully. Money can
Mm-hmm.
buy love, but it does play an important role when it comes to even the beginning of the love process.
I like that. Okay, Lily, I want to say something.
Yes,
Say.
I wanted to say something. I think
Okay.
it's different from like the way a man will perceive money and love is quite different from the way a woman will perceive it too. Because now from what you explained, I'm now looking at it, oh, okay, that's why I got like, oh, I need to have money. So when I'm with a girl, I'll just buy her like the favorite handbag or sponsor a trip, that kind of thing. But for me, a woman's perspective, I'm thinking, okay, if you have all the money, you don't have my time. I'll be like, okay, So, mhm.
Hmm.
I think
Hmm.
it's two different angles right now. I'm seeing it from a
Okay,
different way, and you're seeing it from a
I'm going
different
to
way.
ask Lillian. I'm going to ask a very straightforward question. When, as per how it relates to women, because of the statement you just made, as to, is it because women are now becoming more financially empowered that it's no longer a big deal to them, to say, um, be there for me. I mean, after all, this money we're talking about, I can make it myself. I know that there's still inequality in wages and all of that all over the world. Globally, men are still earning the mega money compared to women. But is it because women are becoming more financially empowered that it is now more about being there for me, show me the love. Don't say, oh, I want to just go there. For some men, the mentality is go make the money, go make the money. It's almost as if they're just an ATM, to provide the money. And then they ask the question, what else do you want? I've provided everything for you. And do you still see the same woman who this man feels is provided everything for, complaining, not satisfied? Is that why? Or
For
maybe
me,
one of the
actually,
reasons.
I think your background plays a major role in how you see these things, where you are coming from. I have a friend, or I had a friend that when we're still single, she was, the guy must have money. I can never start life in two-bedroom apartment. I'll never forget. The guy must have money, but I never saw it like that for me, my own perspective. Although maybe on the outside you think, oh, I like money and the rest. I saw myself like I'm capable of earning. So you should not just I should not just impose all the responsibilities on another person. But now, speaking with my friend, and I have other friends too that say, oh, the guy must have money, I'm not realizing that it depends on where you are coming from. My background was totally different from their own background. So that's the reason why they have that the whole thing that they are looking up to, or the goal, like, oh, the guy must have money, must have money. Where I came from, I had a totally different background. So I do not perceive things like that. I perceive that if the guy can have money, if a man is doing me too, I can make money, that kind of thing. So it's where you are coming from that actually determines how you perceive those kind of things. That's how I see it.
Yeah, and I think that to an extent is a big reason why it's no longer as okay. But let's come back. I don't want to be prejudiced on where I'm going with this, but let's talk about it. What does it mean to marry for money? Because we hear people say, "Oh, she's a good digger. Oh, he's a good digger. Oh, he married her for money. Oh, she." What does it really mean to marry for money? And what is wrong with marrying for money? Let's talk about it.
I think marrying for money is like marrying up above your financial class. You marry
Oh
up.
yeah.
The person has more money than you. So a lot of people will be like, this one, go digger, you're marrying for money. But you you may ignore most of the bad things, or how would I say, I'll not really say the bad things, or the things that you do not really like about the person. You ignore it just because of the money. You want to level up, you want to marry up, that kind of thing. So thereby, although it has its own negative side, nobody's perfect, but you ignoring some things, when you are now married, you now have all the money and those things are showing up, you now be crying. So everything has its good aspect, and it's also the bad aspect. For me, marrying for money is you trying to marry up somebody that is way above, from where way above your financial class or your standard. Like person is so way above, and you have decided that you zero your mind, whatever it is. So whether the person is wicked, whether the person is 70 years old, whether the person is not this or whatever, you have decided that you
Mm,
marry the person, you bear everything, and you marry up. That's what it means to marry for money strictly.
Emmanuel, marrying for money, and what is wrong with it?
Okay, so I love her definition of marrying for money. I'll just add to that that, we talked about intent at the beginning, right? While defining the whole love and money thing. If the intention from the get-go is I want to get her money, right? And that's the reason why I am pursuing this lady. And like Lillian said, I would ignore everything and anything else that may be going on. I mean, this person could literally be insulting me, calling me names, and all that kind of stuff. And everything that you will go, something is wrong here. And I'm like, nope, nothing is wrong. It's absolutely perfect. I just want to be with this person. My life starts and ends with this person. Meanwhile, my real motive in my heart, which of course we cannot see, we can only perhaps judge based on actions, but in my real motive in my heart is I'm gunning for that money. For those that are in the western part of the world, I plan to just be married for 1 year or two, endure all the craziness that would happen, and then pursue a divorce and have half of your money or whatever else, how that plays out. That's marrying for money, and that's what you call a gold digger. So I
Mm,
think I think that is clear enough.
okay, you people should, no, don't crucify me. Oh, don't crucify me. I read something of recent, and I know it's not a recent news, but of recent, I read it again and I started thinking about it. A very popular artist, world artist, I'm not going to mention her name, married a prince, and the contract was marry me for 5 years, no divorce, no music, nothing. She didn't do any other thing for that 5 years. And then if you stay 5 years married with me, stay with me for 5 years, you get $100 million. If you give me a son, another $100 million. Is that an example of marrying for money? And that's, I mean, how many ladies will say no to that? I'm trying to be,
See, that's what we talked about, right? Where I
you
was
know, me.
saying, even if you cannot buy love, and love, money can't replace love, money does play a role in terms of influencing how somebody feels about you. I mean, no matter how rich someone is, if they are putting all that money on the line just to tell you, please be with me,
Mm,
please have a kid with me.
mm,
It's Some people would interpret it as that person is truly so in love with you, they're ready to put all those things on the line. So
mm,
it's again, Lillian will talk about background, perspective, mindset, interpretation. All
mhm,
that comes into play about it. So, and this is not just man, woman. Even a woman makes that kind of a proposal to a single guy. I bet you he's going to think a lot about it. It's not just thinking in terms of the volume of the money. Don't get me wrong. The person
yeah.
would be interpreting it as, how Christians will say the death of Jesus Christ is so big to us because why would somebody put his
It's
life
an
on the line?
enormous sacrifice. Yeah.
Exactly. That level of sacrifice gives
Yeah.
you a feeling of significance and worth that
Mm.
make you want to love that person back. So that's one way of seeing it.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
That's true. You agree,
Yes,
Sister
that's
Lillian?
true. I agree.
Mm.
I agree.
How
Honestly,
many
I do.
How many sisters will say no to that kind of proposal?
Hmm. Everybody has a price. They've not named your price yet.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Once they
Everybody
name
has a
your
price.
price,
When they name
oh,
Somebody
your price.
is in conversion. Somebody is in conversion. Say, if you change the $100 million to naira, sister, calm down, be coming down.
again, $100 million may not mean anything to someone who perhaps have a billion in her account or his account, right?
True,
But
true.
it's
Hmm.
again, all these things are relative. But if the goal from the beginning is, I'm just going to pay you this money. I mean, you people pay prostitutes, right? I mean, it not sound like the most
True.
nice thing to say, but it's money you pay to just have somebody be with you over the space of a time space, right? So it's different though. The way I heard what you describe is this person is willing to put a significant amount of what they own on the line to say, please be with me. I
Just
love you. That's significant. So
So that's love. That's another form of love.
mm,
Okay.
yeah,
Let me,
kind of influence love. You influence
okay.
decision by dropping the money and
Can money, can money. Yeah, let's move on because amen, hallelujah. It's
yes,
tempting, no. Somebody says tempting, no. Let's move on from that conversation. But the truth is, whether we are laughing about it or not, the truth is that money is crucial. And sometimes, even as Christians, I mean, we're all Christians, and I mean, I'm a Christian, and my faith, there's this conversation, whether I like it or not, my faith would definitely influence the things we say. We try to shy away from this fact. It's not as much as speaking in tongues, praying and fasting. It's more of this kind of practical things that causes problem. So let's come to the nitty-gritty of it. How can money, either the presence or absence of it, how can it break a relationship? How can it become a problem for love? Because we know that anything that is good also has, the other side of it. I want to marry up. I want to marry for money. I mean, for me, marrying up is not a bad thing. It's a choice. If you choose that, that's what the best want is, like Julian said, we are all coming from different backgrounds. I've heard someone who has said she wants to marry so that she breaks the lineage of poverty in her entire family. So she wants a man that will be wealthy enough to carry her and carry her family. That's her goal.
anyway,
Carry.
that's a to me
I
that's a short-sighted goal. So you think the man will have money to carry you and your family? What happened to you? So that means you don't trust God enough for you yourself to earn to be able to carry your family out. That's
it's not
short-sighted, actually.
it's not everyone that can create 10 business plan in 10 minutes, Sister Lillian. Okay, let's move on.
Okay.
We all have the same brain. We all have the same capacity. I know, but we are different. What we want from life is also different. There are people who are saying, I just want a man who will take care of me and I'll settle down, just be there. They don't want to hustle. They don't want to be like Sister Lillian, doing this business and that business and that business. They don't want to be like me, who is reading book and studying and trying to get up there, and so we're all different. We're chasing different things.
That's
If
true.
that's the person's goal, I don't want to discourage them or condemn them. Abby, Emmanuel has just told us that it can also be a form of love for somebody to want to give all the money in their account. Let's move on.
Okay. Oh.
How can the presence or absence of money be a problem in relationship? Especially the absence, I think. Even the presence, how can it be a problem, really?
So I think this question is a question that really talks more about how do you relate with money, or how do you manage money, how do you handle money?
Mm,
Because the presence of money being mismanaged can cause conflict between two people. So if, for
mhm,
example, one person thinks money should be used this way, this is a right way, unquote, and the other person thinks, no, this is the right way, you can definitely run into conflict. Regardless of how much you guys have, that conflict can down the line become a big problem.
Yes.
The second thing is if one person is living under huge amount of debt because they're just
Mm,
extravagant and they think
mhm,
the money in the credit card is their personal money, they don't understand what it means to have a loan, and they just keep going on and on and on, then of course over time that debt becomes a shared burden that puts pressure on any relationship. So that can impact. The absence of money is perhaps the biggest of all, because like Lillian said, we all have responsibilities. Regardless of the standard of life you live, you're living a certain standard of life that has to be paid for one way or
mm,
another,
mm,
right?
mm.
So if you cannot pay for that standard of life, and we're looking at each other and wondering how it's going to happen, then the slightest issue that happens in that relationship, it may not even be related to money, you'll find that things will explode and escalate very quickly because there's just that pressure that you're both feeling within the relationships. The managing money is key, I believe, to having a more happy relationship
So
when
now
it comes to money.
it's not just about the presence of money. Presence of money. It's even the managing that money. That's what the manual is saying, and that is, I think, is actually key, because if money, the presence of money, was what would guarantee that everything is fine, as we say, and lubricated the engine is running well, then the millionaires and the billionaires of the world who are divorced today will not even have reasons to be divorced. So, how do we manage this money? During the week, when I was trying to post this flyer and talk about this thing in one group, someone said to me, what can I do if I have someone who has spending problem? So I'm going to throw the question to you, Lilia. How do we manage the money? Especially if we're already married. Because if we're just still dating, we can say, hey bro, hey bro, or hey sis, you have a spending problem and let's work on it. If you not work, we can go. You know what I'm trying to say? But if you already married someone and then now you find out this thing has a spending problem, like Emmanuel was saying now, there are men who've ran into debts trying to please the women in their lives. I know one or two. These women are forever demanding things that these men cannot afford. And the men are forever chasing, borrowing, doing all sorts just to get this money to the women themselves. No, they bring go is to be collecting, and this man is under immense pressure because he's trying to fund this particular lifestyle that this woman has created, or it can be vice versa. I just use that because most of the ones I've seen, it's the man, to the woman, but it could also be vice versa. It could be that this woman has more of the money and this man who is not bringing anything in. I've heard of some men who are quite lazy, not bringing anything in, but he wants his lifestyle to be funded. What can someone do in this regard? How do we manage this money?
First of all, I think you have to understand your money personality, because when I got married, it was like a huge shocker. Because me, I like to work hard, oh, but if you know me, I love the baby girl lifestyle. I love to spend my money. I don't, as in,
No,
I don't mind.
I
Once
know
I
you
have
very
money,
well.
you will know I'm spending it. But my husband is not like that. So at first we had our own differences and everything, but I believe that with time he rubbed off on me. Then also for my own personal study of the Bible, there was a scripture that I found. It said that a wise man has treasure in his home, but a fool spends everything. That thing stuck with me. So I said, Lillian, you cannot just spend all you have because you like to spend money. Yeah, I spend you like I love to enjoy myself. So I had to now start limiting it and working on it. And it's the same thing I would tell anybody. If you have a problem, the first most important thing that you have to realize and agree that you have a money problem, or your personality is the spending type. My husband is not the spending type. He knows how to save money. He knows how to manage money. But me, I'll spend on the go. So, but you have to first agree, like, okay, I have a problem and I need to step down. How do I become a better financial manager, or how do I manage my money better? So that's the good thing of having a spouse who is opposite of you. Now my husband is more like my accountability partner. So I will tell him, okay, this is what I got, this is what I want to do, this is what I don't want to do. He'll be like, hey, but you really don't need this one. Ah, okay, leave this one. Do it like this, do it like that. But I have someone that I'm kind of accountable to. I will always share my financial, the money I've made, everything, all my spending with him, and be like, okay, I think we should do it like this. Then also having a budget, because I think there was a video I watched, I think it was like yesterday or so. And the guy was like, have a budget so you tell your money exactly where to go. If you do not have a budget, you'll be looking for where your money went to. And I'm like, this is very true. Have a budget. Once you have
Mm.
a budget, try and stick to the budget. Inside the budget, if you like flexing lifestyle like me, just have your flexing money in one corner inside the budget. So that you know that okay, this month I'm going to flex 50K for myself. Once the 50K don't max, and hey, you dust your hand, save till the next month. So just have a plan, have a budget, know who you are. Do not deceive yourself about it. Do not say, oh, I'm a saving person, I'm a spending person. Be truthful to yourself.
Good, 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 good. I love this response. Have an accountability partner. Two of you cannot be spending all the money. You never have money. There should be one person that is saying, let's slow it down. Eh? Then also, make a budget. I've already written that one down for myself. Oh. Have a budget so you can tell your money where to go. If not, you'll be looking for where your money went to. I heard it very clear, and it's a big one. Because sometimes me, I'm going to confess, I'm the spender in my house. Oh. If you leave my
Wow.
husband,
Looks like there's a theme. There's a theme going on here.
Team
I'm
spend.
so
sensing
what
a
am I trying
theme.
to say? That women are the spender. Emmanuel, behave yourself
No,
now.
no, no, no. I'm just
Behave
sensing a
yourself.
theme. That's all.
The thing is, the truth is, I work within a budget, but in the budget, I have the spending plan in the budget. That's what I mean. That's my own difference. I'm not somebody that like to have, for example, 100 million sitting in the account so that I can be smiling at it. No, I don't know how to do that though. I kind of had this mentality, Antichrist is going to come and take my okay, let's stop joking.
I haven't heard that one in a long time. Wonderful.
I don't want Antichrist to come and chop the money I work for, so I got to chop my money for myself. Okay, anyway,
I'll tell myself
okay,
the one way
sorry.
you eat for your belly be your own. That's what I'll tell myself. I said the one way you chop, now be your own. So chop the
Thank
money.
you.
Wow.
Thank you. Thank
These are
you.
the things that spenders tell themselves.
All
Wonderful.
right, let's move on.
Exactly.
I have
Okay.
some
Okay.
comments to that
In the
question.
course of managing this money, and I'm bringing this to Emmanuel because I feel like this is where some men miss it. In the course of managing this money, and shouldn't we have that kind of budget? A budget that is flexible enough to carry everyone, the spender and non-spender alike. Because, like we've all agreed, we need the money to lubricate the love. In that budget, shouldn't there be money for going out? Shouldn't there be date night money? Shouldn't there
Mhm.
be movie money? Shouldn't there be Gucci bag money if you can afford it? Shouldn't there be Disney World vacation? If we can
Yeah.
afford it, why does it have to be? Because I'm asking money because, like he said, there's a pattern here, and this pattern of this one I'm asking is mostly men. Why should we have this money sitting in the account? We want security for family, yes, but how do we budget it properly so that it can cover everyone without quarrel? While we are adjusting as spenders, so we're not saying overspend, though, but should there be, a budget in a way that provides for love? Oh yeah, for the oiling of this love. Tell us, Emmanuel.
Oh wow. Okay, so that's a good question.
Mm,
All right, so I think I'll take it from the standpoint of the purpose of budgeting. The
okay.
purpose of budgeting is to stipulate what is important to you.
Mhm.
And by you, I mean to your relationship, if it's marriage, and right? What is important to this marriage? Budgeting will force you guys to define what it is you want to do. If that includes for that specific couple We have to go on this trip, we have to do this specific activity, or we have to do that. You define it as important. You then look at what it is you earn, right? Most people do it on a monthly basis. You look at what you earn, you decide what are the absolutely non-negotiable, right? For example, rent, your mortgage. Yeah, this is non-negotiable, right? And then what are the things that are negotiable? Meaning, at the end of the day, it's bringing us to a place where we are communicating and discussing the things that are important to us. And everyone's perspective is important. We just have to negotiate. We just have to compromise. We just have to come to that place where we both agree these are exceptionally important. These are not so important, but they are good to have. So, how do we budget? What amount should we put in there? And more importantly, if we both agree that this is what we will do, both parties sticking to that in terms of executing it. So one person doesn't, if you don't agree, say it there and there with your spouse, or that, hey, we don't agree, this won't work. But once we have an agreement about how we would use the money, then I think sticking with that would help us achieve our goals and would, at the very minimum, make both parties feel happy. Now, the people who don't spend money, you must understand that psychologically, the feeling that they have money gives them a sense of security. The people who spend money, psychologically, it gives them the feeling that they're in control of their life, right?
Mhm.
That they can do what they want to do and they have that freedom. So it's playing a crucial role in everybody's life. We just have to, have a bit of a good balance between how we can both work this thing out. I was also going to add that regular spenders, perhaps like you both. I'm not really a spender. I will never classify myself as a spender. I'm absolutely conservative and frugal, so I won't be there. But I don't think you guys are really the ones that we would be worried about when it comes to how people relate to money. I think the people that are quite concerning will be those who just continue to amass all kinds of debt
Yeah.
without the realization or the impact of what it's doing. So somebody
Mm,
already have student loan, have car loan, have house
mm,
loan. Just this
mm,
three alone is enough to
mm.
drown a person. The person is still taking out more credit cards. The person is taking out, putting
And
a lot
buying
of
Gucci
things,
bag
exactly,
and using it
putting.
to buy hair.
A
So
lot
at
of
some point, I
unnecessary
think,
things.
and the reason why that tends to happen is we are often blindsided to our weaknesses or flaws. Everyone
Mm,
is perfect in their own eyes, right? So the person that have that, if you have a spouse, for example, that's dealing with something like that, you may need to go for counseling, because what you really want to achieve is someone helping your spouse to truly see themselves objectively. And once they're able to acknowledge that, okay, this is a problem, it's almost like alcoholism or something, addiction of some sort. You have to first of all accept that this is an issue. Then you can create a plan and then try to execute that plan in terms of getting better. But I think the ones that are really, really extreme, not the spenders that, you guys that like to have fun, you guys are the regular. And I believe most people can work with regular spenders if we can both come
yay.
together and plan our finances.
We have passed exam. Man, is still at the class.
We're very
Yay.
regular because I don't like debt. Like I don't like it at all. No debt, no debt, no
Mm,
debt, no debt. No. I
mm,
think
mm,
everyone at a point in your life you should decide that I would not see. And if you make that choice that I will not borrow money, definitely somehow you always never lack, in the sense that even in the dying need, God will come true for you because you have made up
mm,
your mind that you will not borrow.
mm. I agree. I agree. Regular spenders, me. Okay. I'm feeling cool now because I've been validated. Anyways, I hate that too. I don't know how people sleep when they owe so much, and there are people who are constantly borrowing, constantly collecting. The worst is some of them they never pay back. They now turn into your enemy because you ask them for the money they borrowed yesterday, destroying relationships as they go along, all because they want to live a life that they cannot afford, or so it's stressful as far as I'm concerned, and I think that will stress out your love. It's going to get to a point where the love will not, is not what people will be talking about. When you're not drowning in debt, you're not, being chased about by your creditors and all of that. Okay, anyways. So money, we said money is a lubricant, money is good for love. Money can be our way of showing love, by saying, I give you that sacrifice. I'm going to go and meet my husband. Now he has to look for 100 million. It's not easy, man. Am I not what 100 million? I'm joking. Okay. Let me not kill someone this time. All right. Well, we've said, it can be showing that I really love this person. I'm willing to do this much to add love, and, to be able to have this person by my side. We've also said that money can be bad if not properly managed. Just like everything in this life that is good, it can have a bad side if there is no proper management to it. So if you're too much of a spender, you need to check yourself. How are you managing your money? Are you in debt? Do you have a spending problem? These are things that can be cured. They can be worked on. Can be improved on. Just say, "Hey, this is how I am, or this is how I am," and continue to live a life you cannot
That's what
afford.
I mean.
Lie, frustrating yourself. There's nothing like that worth it. The last aspect I would like us to talk about, to emphasize a bit, is now balancing the quest for money and one's love life. Because these days now, we know money is good, money is important. We need to make this money. Yeah. But question is, how are we getting this money? One, how do we balance this quest for money and the person? Because like the Leon said, some people will tell you, even if you bring out the money and not see the husband, you're there. Maybe you're always traveling around the world. You look at woman, something can go wrong. Or you're even the woman who is now, like we're saying, a lot of women are becoming financially empowered. Maybe you're sitting as a board, you're sitting in the board, you're a big woman, you're a CEO, you're chasing business. How do you balance that chasing of money and the love life, and still remembering that you have someone, you have a significant other, and finding time? Because love also requires time. It requires us to spend time with ourselves. Companionship is important for time, and it's important for love, I mean. So how do we balance it?
I think love is, it's not, I think, I know having a relationship and being married, either maybe your boyfriend or girlfriend, or you're being like legally married, it's a decision. So no matter how you're making money, to make a decision to create time for your spouse, for your better half. Because when chips are down, every other thing you are chasing will not be there, just your better half.
Mm,
So you need to
mm,
make up your mind, like decide in your heart that for my relationship, like there are some days my husband is not the outing type, I'm the outing type. I will still drag him out, even though that we are both working, we are both busy. But during our weekends, we try to go out, maybe at least in a month, twice in a month we go out to spend quality time together. So you have to make that decision, create that time, and do not let money make you to change that time with your spouse, because it's very important.
Emmanuel,
Awesome. So,
how do we balance it?
I'm sorry.
How do we find that balance?
Well, I mean, we find the balance by not focusing on only one thing. Balance, the word balance in and of itself means we don't pack all our energies and put on one side, right? It tilts and it's out of balance. So balance means that we give to Caesar what's for Caesar, we give to God what's for God, we give to this what's for
Mm,
that.
mm,
We put everything in perspective. Like we said, the engine, the car, the oil, all the parts have to work together to make it happen, which means that you need to study your spouse, right? You need to understand your spouse. Lillian talked about time. For some people, they don't care where you spend your time. Time doesn't bother them. They're not interested in the time, but they may be interested in the gifts that you give, right? They
mm.
may be interested in the words that you speak. So we've already dealt with love language and all that good stuff here, but continuing to understand the person you're in a relationship with, right? And continuing to do that thing that makes that person feel loved. I think that's most important.
Mhm.
And if that person is doing that thing or those things that make you feel loved, you will both continue to walk in love. Now, if your relationship is the type that perhaps places a lot of demand on time for that connection to work and flourish, and at the same time, chasing money would place a lot of demand on time. You're not like a stockbroker or something where you put the money there and you don't have to be there chasing it all the day.
Mm.
Then you would definitely need to compromise. And the
Yep.
easiest place to compromise would be in terms of the money. How much money would be enough for me to be able to focus on this, on our relationship, and on making us work, would now be a question you ask yourself, and then you put that limit to the chasing of the money and use the remaining energy to invest it in your relationship. But if you're lucky to be doing a kind of job or have a company or something where the money is just generating itself and you have all the time in the world, even better. You can pour all of your heart into your relationship and make it work. So just putting things in the right place.
Yes, but what is not acceptable is to chase all the money and forget the love life. Because, like Lillian said, in the long run, money cannot buy life, cannot buy love. Forget that we're saying it's important. Yes, it's important. Um, you know, it's necessary. It's a lubricant. It's useful. It's good. It's good. I'm telling you, it's good. I can't lie to you people. It's good though. I've been there when there was no money. The small things will be irritating you. Quarrel, unnecessary quarrel, and both of you will not even know that financial stress is the reason for this unnecessary quarrel. You don't know that that is the root of it. But the truth is that you must constantly do what makes your other person feel loved. It's as simple as that though. Whether you're chasing money, you want to travel around the world, you are doing businesses, you are a CEO, it's good, it's all good. We men like me, men, listen, love is important. In the long run, that person who is going to be by your side is that one that loves you and the one you love. The one who is going to hold your hands through dark times. Because we've seen situations where the money was there, but money couldn't help.
Mm-hmm.
Money could not save.
Yep.
So invest in the right thing. Get your priorities straight. I think that's where we're just going. Find a balance. Money is good. Money is important. Money is a lubricant. Money is necessary. We want it, but like Emmanuel say, ask yourself, how much is enough to just function in a good, have a good life without greed and avarice? Because sometimes I think there's also the issue of greed coming in. You want to get, you want to get, you want to get, you want to get, you want to get. And in the long run, you get and get and get and get and get, and it's 6 feet.
Mm-hmm.
And with the 6 feet, you're not going with anything.
Nothing.
Nothing. No matter how expensive your casket is, you don't even know. It is the people who are putting you there that are doing it for their own self. And
And
I know
people
this
that
might
don't
not.
work for that money, they know how to
Oh
spend it
my
very
goodness,
well.
what are you saying? I was just going there now. They will jump in, they swoop in, they know how to enjoy money. People who did not work for money now to enjoy it more than you. Sure, you know.
Very well.
So please, as we work, as we make money, as we struggle, as we hustle, remember the place of love. Find a balance. That's what we're saying. Let's find a balance. Have time for your partner. Take them out. Listen to them. Date yourself, especially people who are married. Sometimes we get married and then we get stuck in a routine. And wake up in the morning, everybody go. Come back in the evening, sleep. Everybody go, go, come, go, come, go, come. Before you know, it's not like the love is not there, but no one is fanning it. The embers will begin to cool. It begins to cool. You have to remember the things you did. Remember the things you did when you were toasting that person, when you were asking them out. And this is what another thing that really, okay, let me not go there. Because someone will tell me responsibility increase. That is why. Because this same man was working when he was asking this lady out, Abi. But he always had the time to always give the good night chat, even if he doesn't see her face to face, send that message, that darling. Some will even be able to wake up, stay midnight and not sleep. Be doing midnight calls with Lily, and then when they now marry, we will not see their break lights. Why? Why
I
has
think it's
all
an African thing, actually.
no, it's
Yeah,
Is
that's
not.
what I
it?
think.
It's a worldwide
Yes.
challenge.
I
Oh,
think people get
It's
used
worldwide.
people get used to
yeah,
goodness.
oh, where
I
we are
think
is even worse on the sense that many people work shifts. So maybe one spouse is doing night, the other is doing morning. As one is coming, the other one is going. Some couples stay 72 hours, 3, 4 days, they've not seen each other. They are
yeah,
lost.
that's
They're
I
looking
mean,
for
I
one.
was trying to blame our African brothers. I think it's an African thing. But
yeah,
now you said
but
it, okay.
also sometimes that tends to happen because people just start taking goodness for granted. People take their significant other for granted. It may not necessarily be they're chasing money. You just
Mm,
get so used to each other. You can essentially predict what your spouse is thinking. I mean, that's the height, right? And you'll be accurate because you
mm,
know the person. So
mm.
oftentimes that just makes everybody feel like we are good and, like you said, forget to still fan the flames.
All right. I don't want us to go beyond this.
Mm-hmm.
Our time is almost up. But people, this conversation, we have just crashed it. Next week, we are now going to be more specific. We will talk about marriage and money, how we can manage our money in marriage. And it's a special edition, a very special edition. Tell somebody to tell somebody, tell somebody. I am bringing a grandfather. So he's managed his marriage for 40 something years. He's managed his money for 40 something years of marriage. He's trained his children. He's going to tell us, how you can train children, send them to school, still keep the love going because he's still married. Somehow, they are managing how they manage, we will hear it. You don't want to miss next Sunday's edition. We are going to be talking about marriage and money. Thank you to Emmanuel. Thank you, Lillian. Oh, we've had a very nice conversation. I hope that you've learned a lot, people. I have learned a lot and I've been putting down notes here. I know Pauline is taking notes. Lots of people taking notes. Please balance. Let's find a balance for our life, our work, and the money we have, the way we make it, the way we spend it, and the way we use it. Use money, don't let money use you. Remember
Exactly.
your love life, remember your family, remember your significant other. Don't take them for granted. You know what you used to do, that their language, like Emmanuel has said, what you will do that make love to still be shacking. Love has to shack. Keep fanning the embers of love. And please, if you can afford it, go on trips, explore the world, buy good things, take us out. We still want to be taking. Okay. On behalf of all the ladies, especially ladies who are married, please, husbands, take us out, still date us. We still want to be dated. All right, okay. Let you go. Thank you, everyone, for your comment. I see you all. Thank you to all of our new subscribers. We're getting new subscribers, we're getting new followers. We'll try as much as possible to always give you something that you can learn for your love, for your life, and for your relationships. And remember, the other good thing you can do is to please share this, tell your friends about it. Someone could learn one or two things that could help their relationship, to be better and to flourish. Thank you again, Lillian. Love you very much. I don't take
Thank
you for
you.
granted. You're one of my best people. Thank you, Manuel.
Thank you.
Thank you for always being there. Next Sunday, we will be here and we are bringing our special guest. I'm sure I and Titi can handle him. We'll see you next Sunday. I love you. Have a lovely
Bye.
week.